So today we'll be demonstrating the creamy avocado dressing, the brown rice, yellow curry, collard greens, and the chia pudding parfait. All right, so we're gonna start off with the brown rice and chia pudding, so we can just set it aside and it can just cook or it can soak. All right, so we're gonna start with the chia pudding parfait. So you can turn to the back of your paper. All right, so this is just for 2 people serving. We're gonna have some chia seeds right here. These are really high in omega-3 fatty acid, which you can find in alpha-linoleic firm, which is actually really good for brain, for nerve cells, healthy fats, right? So we're gonna take 2 tablespoons of chia seeds. 2 tablespoons. And these are excellent for breakfast, for supper. You can eat them with fruits, with nuts. They're just an easy thing to make. So, and we'll take some milk. We're gonna take half a cup of your favorite milk. I'm using oat milk right here. You can also make your milks at home, just blending nuts with some dates, a little bit of salt, and some water actually. All right. All right, so all you gotta do is just mix the chia seeds with the milk. Mix it all together. If you like some extra sweetness, you can also add some honey. All right, so that's it. Just mix your chia together, and you can leave this in the refrigerator for 3 to 4 hours, or you can leave it in the refrigerator covered with plastic saran wrap paper for overnight. And then in the morning, it becomes like a pudding, so you can garnish it with some walnuts, with some blueberries, raspberries, have fun with it. You just make a nice, delicious chia pudding. So very simple one, that's chia pudding. All right, now we're gonna go to the second page, and we're gonna show how to make brown rice. All right, so for brown rice, I have here brown basmati rice. I already washed it, so you really wanna wash it thoroughly until the water becomes clear, just so you remove any extra starch. So I have here one cup of basmati rice, and in a pot I have here 2 cups of water. So I'm gonna add in the rice, and I'm gonna let the water boil. And once it's boiling, all I'm gonna do is turn the heat down to low, and I'm just gonna cover the lid and just let it steam for 30 to 45 minutes. Just a pretty simple way to make it while you're doing other things around. So let the water boil, cover the lid, and you can let it steam. But you also want to add some salt, right? So I'm gonna take a teaspoon and add about half a teaspoon of salt in there. And just let it cover and let it steam. So pretty simple. That's for the brown rice. It's really good because it's low in glycemic index. So if you're looking for something for diabetics, or just in general, you want to eat something with lower glycemic index, actually reduces your risk of type 2 diabetes by up to 32%. It's a rich source of dietary fiber, right? Dietary fiber is really important for our gut microbiome. It's really important to lower your cholesterol, actually, because it helps to absorb those LDL cholesterols. It also has high levels of magnesium, rich source of antioxidants, calcium, iron, phosphorus, and the vitamin Bs. So rice is a rich source of all these nutrition, so this is an excellent one you can use with different sides, collard greens, and stews. So make sure to try it and have a taste of that. All right, so now we're going to start with yellow curry and collard greens. We're just gonna be doing them side by side, just so we're multitasking. So for demonstration purposes, I'm gonna set the brown rice aside, and I'm gonna start with the collard greens and the yellow curry. Okay, I'm gonna set this aside. All right, I got my heat on medium. All right, so I'm gonna cook the collard greens in here, and I'm gonna make the yellow curry in here. All right, so first we're gonna start off with some onions. So we're gonna add some onions in. And you're just gonna saute them for 1 to 2 minutes. Yes, let it saute kind of like until all the water kind of comes out of it. And you also see there's a lot of benefits of onions. You see in the page of the yellow curry, in the back page, you see onions actually reduce the risk of cancer. They have antibacterial action. They act as a prebiotic. A prebiotic is basically a food for your gut microbiome. And it's also important for bone health, lowers your risk of heart disease and stroke due to sulfur compounds, which reduce cholesterol and also may break down blood clots, also decreases the risk of Alzheimer's. So onions obviously have lots of health benefits, so incorporate them in your cooking, whatever stews, things you're making. You can start off with onions as your base, pretty aromatic as well, and yeah, something you can incorporate in your cooking. So it's cooking, I can see the water kind of coming out. And in this cooking demonstration, I'll be doing a water saute instead of an oil saute. Just for health reasons, if you don't want to cook, with oils, because the oils could get oxidized, you can just water saute. All right. And then once we saute this, we're gonna come in with some onion and ginger, with some garlic and ginger, which both of them are also really good antibacterial, antiviral. Ginger is also really good for nausea relief. If you're having a nauseous state or if you're having bloating, you can actually make like ginger teas or chop some ginger and garlic in your tea, and that can help you with that relief as well. They also have anti-inflammatory properties, and also garlic is actually good for lowering blood pressure because it helps to prevent the narrowing of your blood vessels. And how you can incorporate it is in your cooking. You can add some garlic while you're cooking, or you can actually steam it and put it on the side and eat it while you're having your food. So that's another way you can incorporate it. All right, so we have some ginger and garlic here. I'm gonna add a little bit of each. All right. And let us saute a little bit more. You may not smell it from there, but from here it smells pretty aromatic. I love ginger, garlic, and green chili. I feel like they're like a great aromatic combinations. So it smells pretty good. All right. Okay, from here for the yellow curry, we're gonna add our spice mix. So we're gonna add in some spice. You want to lower the heat so you don't burn the spices. You can also add a pinch of water just to... I'm gonna let that spice cook for a few minutes. Okay. All right, over here we're gonna add a little bit of water, and then we're gonna add some tomatoes. Yes, all right. We're gonna add some tomatoes in. Awesome. Everyone following along well? Awesome. Okay, we're just gonna let the tomatoes cook and kind of like, because this kind of has a lot of water content, just let the water kind of evaporate. So let the water cook out. And what we do in here, just mix the spices real well. I like to make these for my fiance. He enjoys the collard greens and the yellow curry. So it's a special one for us. All right. And these are easy recipes, takes 30 minutes to an hour. So one of those quick lunches you can make. Okay. Tomatoes cooking down. If you have any questions, feel free to ask. Alrighty. Okay, the tomatoes are cooking down. Now all we're gonna do is just add our collard greens. These are just chopped and washed collard greens. We're gonna add them in. And these collard greens are gonna cook down a bit. We don't wanna cook them down too much till they get brown, but just until, make sure you cook them, but make sure they keep their vibrant green color. You don't wanna cook them too much to where they're brown. Okay. And we're almost done with the collard greens. We're just gonna let it saute more. All right, and as you can see, some benefits of the collard greens. They're good sources of, sorry, I'm just mix this up real quick. As you can see, they're a good source of vitamin K, which is good for healthy bones. It says consuming enough vitamin K daily helps your body to absorb calcium, and as you know, calcium helps to strengthen your bones. So taking foods that are rich in vitamin K is another way to increase your calcium storage in your bones. It's also rich into antioxidants, which helps you to reduce your oxidative stress, and it's also a good source of folate. So it's great for pregnant women, so they can prevent birth defects. One of them is the spina bifida one, and it also provides vitamin A and C, which is a great one for your immune system. All right, so just let it cook. And you'll see it kind of shrinking and decreasing in size as we cook it some more. All right, so for our curry, we're just gonna go ahead and add our tomatoes. And same thing for the curry, you just want the water to kind of cook down from the tomatoes. And we're gonna add salt more to the end so that we're not adding too much salt into our food. When you add it more to the end of your cooking, you can actually taste the salt better, and you're not like over adding salt, because if you're adding at the beginning, you have to put more and more salt in your cooking. So especially if you're trying to reduce your salt intake, one trick is to just add your salt at the end of your cooking. Okay. All right. Hope you're enjoying your foods. Okay. All right, so the collard greens is almost done. So as you can see here, it still has this vibrant green color. It kind of has cooked down. So at this time, we'll just add some salt to taste. Just sprinkle some salt. And mix it all up. And yep. That's just ready to go. So just an easy collard green side. Like I say, you can eat it with your stews. Just a great way to add some fresh vegetable into your diet. Had some iron, has some vitamins and calcium. So this is just an easy one. And the nice thing is you can also do the same thing with kale. So instead of collard greens, you can also substitute kale and cook it the same way. It will taste absolutely great. All right, so I'm gonna turn off the heat for this one. So that's the recipe for the collard greens. And All right, so for the curry, currently our tomatoes are cooking down. And I want to take some time to thank our health team, Nazrana and Amy, for helping me prepare this delicious meal you're having now. Yes. All right, so now we'll add some potatoes, some yellow potatoes. And we'll also add some bell peppers. I like the yellow and the red ones. And we'll also add some white mushrooms. All right, so we're just gonna add them in and just let them cook in the water. Kind of let them combine well with the spices. And just to cook the potato some more, we're just gonna add some more water so that the potatoes can cook. All right, so we added some water. We're just gonna let it cook. And then later on, we're just gonna add some more tofu, some curry, some aminos, just to give it a little more flavor. So we're just gonna leave that and we're gonna let it cook. And so as you can see, the chia pudding is already starting to thicken up. So actually, after you put it in the refrigerator, if you like, after like 10 minutes, you can just come in and kind of like unclump it a little bit. So mix it up some more. It's already turning into a pudding texture. Yes, as you can see, it's already turning into a pudding. And with the chia pudding, also, like I said, it's a high source of omega-3 fatty acids. So, and I know chia seeds can be kind of a little bit slippery when you're eating them sometimes, and it's kind of maybe a little hard to at least digest with your teeth. So one thing you can also do is actually add a little bit more milk. And you can actually blend them up. So when you blend them up, it also turns into this soft pudding, and that way you can actually assimilate more of the omega-3 fatty acids. Yes?
I always wondered if you could put chia seeds in like a nut grinder and powder them, and then would they still stiffen up into a pudding?
Yeah, you can still do that.
And sometimes I wonder, are they getting digested as my body breaks down the chia seeds?
Yeah.
It's so hard.
Exactly, yeah. That's why if we blend them up, or what you can do is just the way I made it right now, you mix it with the milk, and then when you're about to eat it, just put it in a blender, put a little more milk, and just blend it up. So we still have that pudding texture, and it's kind of like, blended up so that your body actually can take in more of the nutrition of it. Yeah. Great question. Thank you for asking. Anybody else has questions, feel free to go on ahead. And the paper prints, the recipes are for yours to keep. Feel free to take them with you. And yeah. All right, so just cooking up the curry here. And I put a blend spice earlier, and you'll see in the recipe, it was some curry powder, some turmeric, some cumin and coriander, and some chili powder. So you want to let those spices to cook well before we add all the other components. All right, and yeah, later on we'll also add some coconut milk. We're using the light coconut milk just to have less of the fat content from the coconuts. If you prefer to have a less saturated fat content, you can use cashew milk as an alternative as well. All right, so that's cooked down a bit. We're just gonna add some tofu in there, just some cubed up tofu. So as you can see, this is kind of a good balanced plate. You know, you have your greens on the side, you have your carbs, here tofu, potatoes, you have carbs and protein and vegetables. So always you want to think of how you can incorporate all the essential micronutrients in your diet, and also with the chia seeds, how you can incorporate other healthy fats into your meal. So also you want to be thinking, okay, how am I going to make my plate? Think of the big plate. Where am I going to get my carbs, my healthy proteins, and my healthy fats? So, every day maybe grinding up some flax seeds. So that's just adding some healthy fats into your diet every day. Okay, I'm going to take a handful of walnuts. So these are just easy things you can do so that you're making sure you have a little bit of the essential nutrients we need for our body. All right. Okay. So at this time, I'm just going to add a little bit of cocoa aminos or liquid aminos. You can use that as well. And I'll just add about half a tablespoon of that. And add some coconut milk as well. And the coconut milk's gonna give it this creamy richness and give it that flavor of a curry. Okay, put a cup in there. Awesome. All right, it's looking pretty good. So from this point on, what you could do is just put it on medium or low heat, cover it up, just let it simmer for 10 to 15 minutes. Make sure the potatoes are fork tender. If it needs more salt, you can feel free to add some more salt. And sometimes, just to balance out all the flavors, if it's a little too much savory, you can add a little bit of maple syrup or a little bit of honey just to balance out the flavors. All right, so with that, our curry just needs to cook down some more. That's how we make our collard greens. Same thing, just steam your rice. And also, this is how we make some chia pudding, and you can garnish them with nuts and so forth. All right, so our last one we're going to make is the creamy avocado recipe. How many of us like avocado here? Yes. Big fan of avocados. It's my country, we actually eat them sweet. I know that can be a shocker to a lot of Brazilians when they see, what? So we usually eat them sweet. But sweet or savory, they're always pretty good. All right, so for the creamy avocado dressing, you'll see in the first page, you'll need half of a large avocado. Just gonna take this off. All right, so we're gonna take our avocado. Just gonna open it up. All right. It's half a large avocado, so I'm just gonna use both of them since it's a small one. Okay. And then we're gonna add half a cup of parsley. Just remove a little bit of the stem. Add our parsley. We're gonna add 1/4 teaspoon of salt. All right, and we're gonna take 1 lime. Lime is pretty good for salad dressings, or even if you just want to make a simple salad dressing, just put in some lime in your salad with some salt and a little bit of olive oil. Just makes it very easy, simple salad dressing, so that, if you're in a hurry and you just need a quick salad dressing, lime, salt, tomatoes, a little bit of olive oil is a great one. All right, so squeeze that out. And we're gonna add 1/3 cup of olive oil. And lastly, 2 cloves of garlic, and we'll just add half a cup of water. All right, and after this, we're just gonna blend it. All right, here we go. Can check the texture and see it's pretty creamy. Just gonna add a little bit more water, just make it a little more runny. So I'm gonna add 1/4 cup of water. All right. Just gonna blend this up again. Alrighty. Looks pretty creamy. Alright, so that's how we make our creamy avocado dressing. So that's what it looks like. Pretty, right? Yes, very herbaceous and very healthy as well. So this way you can put in your salad dressing and just making sure you have salad every day, and you want to love having salad every day, right? So just experimenting with the different dressings. There's cashew dressings you can do, the lemon one you can do, the avocado one you can do, just making eating salad exciting every day. All right, so the curry is also boiling down, it's cooking well. All right, so that was the demonstration. So we demonstrated how to make some chia pudding. Like I said, easy. Milk, mix it, put a little more honey, just put it overnight, and it's just easy to eat. Garnish it with ground flaxseed, with walnuts, and so forth. We showed how to make the rice, 1-to-2 ratio, and just boiling it and covering the lid and let it steam for 30 to 45 minutes. Then you can have a go at it. And the collard greens, cooking your aromatics first. Your onions, your gingers, your garlic, add in some tomatoes, and then put in your collard greens and just put salt at the end just to taste. A great side dish you can have with whatever you're eating. And also the curry, just a combination of potatoes, bell peppers, and tofu. So that's always a great one you can have with your brown basmati rice. And lastly, the avocado, the creamy avocado dressing. So yeah, this was the demonstration for tonight. I hope you're enjoying the meals as I am demonstrating. And I hope you can just take back this in and practice it so that our physical bodies are being built with the food that we're eating, right? We are what we eat and what we think and what we consume. And one of the ways we can, Allah got to use us is by choosing to eat healthy and healthfully. So thank you everyone for coming, and thank you for listening.